everyone. I'm Chloe from Tailored Thinking, and today we're going to be talking about the launch of our new product, the Job Canvas. I'm here with Rob Baker, the founder of Tailored Thinking, and I've got a few questions. So first of all, Rob, where did the idea come from about the Job Canvas?
Yeah, so the idea about the Job Canvas came when I was exploring about ways to encourage and enable people to personalize their roles, to shape their roles. We know there's lots of good research that shows the benefits of creating an environment where people can personalize their work, feel that it's more reflexive of themselves. And I found when I was looking at the things that enabled that and things that got in the way, one of the things that got in the way of this was things such as traditional job descriptions, because they box people in. They gave them a list of kind of key responsibilities or tasks, and they didn't give people necessarily much flexibility to do things differently. So I was curious of saying, actually, is there an alternative to a job description that we could use that gives people some framework and some structure about their job, but at the same time encourages and allows people to maybe think about how they can improve and shape their job positively in a way that works for themselves, their colleagues, and the organization. And I was inspired by a number of canvases that I'd seen in the business community. So in terms of a one-page document where you're writing your business strategy or your marketing kind of strategy. So it's in terms of putting this on one page, and the idea of this one-page canvas is something that you could have regularly update and iterate and improve, and rather than it being a fixed document that you kind of set in stone that's never going to be updated and changed. So I started to play and tinker with this in terms of creating a job canvas, to saying, actually, could we get people to describe and capture their job on one page, and then see what does that feel like, what's the content look like, that enables people to do this in a positive way, and then to explore and test it with different organizations. So the idea was around, actually, is there a positive alternative to a job description that enable people to look at their job differently and to create opportunities for them to think about how they can improve and shape themselves and their role.
Awesome. So what actually is the Job Canvas?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So the Job Canvas is a description of a job on one page. So it's a document that gets to the DNA of a person's role in terms of how they see it, their physical element of the role. So a job description is almost something like a formal list of tasks and activities. The way that I see the canvas is saying it's the living embodiment of what that job actually is and exists today. And it's made up of kind of three components, really. So one at the heart of the document is around the value of the role. So why does that job exist? Often we miss this step when it comes to looking at job descriptions or discussing our roles. And so it's in terms of why does your job exist? What's the value it creates for other people? And then there's one side of the canvas which has a number of different sections to it, which looks at the inputs to the job. So things that you kind of put into the job. So that could be your tasks and activities, but also the resources that you need, the equipment that you might use in terms of the document, and the people you rely on to be able to do your job. So these are all the things you need to be able to deliver your job, the inputs. And then the other side of the canvas looks at the outputs. So actually, in terms of your job, what are the outputs that you do? Who are the customers that you serve? And how do you engage with these people? So there's 9 boxes in total that people go through in terms of the canvas, and they're broadly themed in those 3 different areas. So inputs, value, and outputs.
Awesome. Sounds cool. So how can this canvas benefit organizations and teams in comparison to like the job description? What are the benefits of it?
So we've kind of tested this for about 3 or 4 years in terms of development, from a physical document, like a physical paper document, to a digital cloud-based canvas which we have today. And we found that the benefits for organizations and benefits of individuals is that it allows people to really outline what their job is. So in terms of actually effectively saying what are the kind of key elements of it, to maybe see their job in a different way. And from that, then enables individuals to actually think about what are the elements of their job that they want to kind of grow and develop. What are things maybe they'd like to change and improve. And also it encourages people to have great conversations with their managers in terms of actually how they see their job. So it might be what we find when we complete the canvas sometimes is that two people doing the exact same job may see it differently, actually, in terms of how they see the value of their job, the purpose of their job. So it creates those opportunities for discussions. And lastly, organizationally, it creates kind of insights on behalf of the organization so that it allows people to from organizationally to start to see actually, well, who are the people that people rely on this in this business? What are the resources, the technology that people need to be able to do their job? What are the skills and strengths that we have in certain departments and areas? Now, actually, are there links to those to other areas of the business? So it enables us not only to encourage individual reflection and development, coaching conversations amongst colleagues and line managers, but also it creates organizational insights that I think is lacking often when it comes to job kind of standard job descriptions.
So is the canvas suitable for certain types of companies and markets, or is it broad, or what's the?
So I think that the answer would be any organization could use this, and I've tested this with a variety of different sectors, coming from those in the kind of maybe traditional public sector, within universities and higher education, within the kind of NHS and healthcare kind of organizations and banking sector. So all these different areas, it has worked. I would say that the areas that it's going to work the most effectively is if organizationally you have an interest in encouraging all people to be curious about how they do their job. So that's actually what's important, is that culturally, organizationally, you have that commitment that you want people to be curious about their jobs, how they do their jobs, and how they can make them better. And I would say that's the most important feature, not the kind of the sector or the background or the industry that the organization comes from.
Cool. So obviously it's your idea. What are your 3 favorite things about the canvas, or maybe you could tell us 3 good things about the
my 3 favorite things about the canvas. So the one thing that I really liked with it, and this wasn't part of the original plan when I developed it, was actually I like the fact that it's digital. So I think particularly more than ever, we're recognizing the benefits of having tools that we can access in a cloud-based way, in a digital way. So I like the fact that it's easy accessible and easy to update, and is available on everyone's computer. So that's one thing I like. I think it's really I like about it. Secondly, I'm really excited about the opportunities to kind of collect this data on a cloud-based form. As an HR person, kind of in having worked in HR, there's nothing more frustrating than feeling that these job descriptions are kind of lost, that they're gathering digital dust. I think, Chloe, you once referred to it as, on desktops that we don't know where they are. So this is actually automatically creates a centralized storage area for the canvases, and allows you to actually analyze them. So in terms of the information is presented in a way that you can analyze them. And then lastly, the thing that I like about it is that it's really easy and quick to complete and update. So people have kind of, I've got teams to do this in, and there's 9 different boxes, and I've got people to spend 2 minutes a box. So within 18 minutes, people can have a pretty good, solid job canvas developed for themselves. So it's not something that's labor intensive in the way that certainly having looked at and designed and developed thousands of job descriptions over my time, at least that's what it feels like, they can be a very laborious process. So this is something that's quick and easy, and something easy to update. And again, I think for me, our jobs aren't static, our jobs aren't fixed, they are constantly changing and evolving, at least they should be. And this is a document that works, kind of reflects that and works with people rather than against them.
Awesome. So what's the next step in terms of the canvas, and how can people find out more about it?
Yeah, we're in a super exciting time, aren't we, in terms of the launch of the canvases. So we've been using the canvas to support team-based discussions and individual discussions for the last 2 or 3 years, particularly to encourage people to job craft. But what we're in the exciting stage now is that we're going to launch the canvas digitally to enable other people to access it, to explore it, to use it within their organizations or within their teams. So we've got people who have used this. We've improved the canvas to a state that we're kind of happy to share this with others, and welcome other people to use it. So in September and October, that's the time that we are going to be working with some early adopters in terms of the canvas to use it and explore it with their teams. So that's where we are with it, and we're really excited. Well, I'm at least, Chloe. I think you are too, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm excited.